Withdraw his
He's a friend of CNN. That's why nobody watches CNN anymore, because they have no credibility. Okay, who else? Yes, please.
I think when you've covered Trump for a long time, you kind of know his playbook. It doesn't vary that much. It's kind of been the same.
Are you ready? Can I talk?
Yeah, what's
you
the
mind?
answer?
Do you mind?
I would like for you to answer the question.
Okay, it's very simple to answer.
That's why I asked it.
What occurs when a former president becomes visibly frustrated during a live interview? In a recent exchange, Kaitlin calmly countered Donald Trump's remarks as he attempted to deflect. Her response reportedly left him momentarily speechless. How did this journalist effectively challenge his familiar media tactics? Stay with us for the breakdown. Before we continue, if you're finding this analysis valuable, please consider liking this video and subscribing to our channel. Your support is greatly appreciated. Now let's return to the incident.
The person who was at the Capitol that day, as you know, was your vice president, Mike Pence, who says that you endangered his life, say that he does not have that authority, Mr. President. But I want to
why
move
did
on.
they change the law then, saying that you can't do it?
They didn't change the law. They strengthened the law. But you're referring to the Electoral Count Act. I've read that. There is no authority.
No,
legal experts,
me.
including Republicans.
The insult was instant. That's a stupid question. For Donald Trump, it was a predictable opening move, treating a high-stakes press conference like a playground argument, using personal attack to avoid substantive answers. But this time, it failed spectacularly. Instead of taking the bait, CNN journalist Kaitlin delivered a masterclass in media accountability, calm/unflinching, and professionally poised. She didn't argue with the insult. She simply asked the same crucial question. Again, this is the exact moment a journalist's composure flipped the script on live TV. Want more deep dives into iconic news moments? Hit subscribe for expert media analysis.
He's a friend of CNN. That's why nobody watches CNN anymore, because they have no credibility. Okay, who else? Yes, please. Should have been done by Biden years ago. This should have never been allowed to happen. I know he's a friend of yours.
This question was a particular thorn in Trump's side, directly echoing the legal battles that have shadowed his post-presidency. Unsurprisingly, he refused to meet it on its terms. Instead, he defaulted to his well-worn trifecta of evasion: deny, discredit, and distract. First, he denied the question's relevance, refusing to acknowledge its constitutional gravity. Then, he moved to discredit the journalist herself, attempting to undermine her legitimacy rather than address the inquiry. Finally, he sought to distract, aiming to escalate the exchange into an emotional spectacular tactic designed to bury substance under noise. His actual response carried less legal or intellectual weight than one of his infamous oversized Big Macs. Devoid of argument, he reached for the basest tool in his arsenal: a personal insult. A stupid question, he snapped at Collins, a jab as tired, repetitive, and intellectually barren as his recycled campaign slogans. It wasn't an answer. It was an admission. In that moment, he revealed that when confronted with a substantive challenge to his narrative of absolute power, he had nothing left but schoolyard taunts.
Ask you to speak yet, please. Right?
President, you won the White House in part because of high inflation. If your tariffs make prices go up...
We haven't.
But here was the defining twist. Despite his best efforts to derail the moment, Collins didn't flinch, and the effect was visible in Trump's demeanor shifted, his face flushed, his composure cracked. Thrown off balance by her unwavering calm, he stumbled over his words, his voice tightening, failing to muster anything resembling a coherent answer. The real power of her strategy was in its restraint. Collins didn't need a scathing retort or a witty comeback. Her weapon was silence, the deliberate, poised silence between her calmly repeated questions. That quiet confidence proved louder than any insult Trump could hurl. It was a masterstroke in psychological composure, like watching someone play an Uno reverse card on live television in agonizing, effective slow motion. Media analysts noted this dynamic wasn't surprising. Trump's use of gendered insults toward female journalists is a documented routine tactic. This pattern serves a dual purpose: to publicly diminish the journalist's credibility while simultaneously rallying his base against a perceived adversary. It's an old play from an old playbook, but in this viral press conference moment, the tactic's ultimate failure was laid bare. His reliance on personal attack, rather than substantive debate, speaks volumes. It revealed more clearly than any political ad or op-ed could a fundamental inability to handle scrutiny, especially when it comes from a woman who refuses to be silenced. What's the most powerful Uno reverse moment you've seen in politics? Sound off in the comments below. For more deep dives into media strategy and political analysis.
Covered him for a very long time. I talked to a lot of people who speak to him regularly. He doesn't know really how to deal with it. Since he was just a New Yorker who was calling into the tabloids under a different name and pushing good press out there about himself. I think when you've covered Trump for a long time, you kind of know his playbook. It doesn't vary that much.
This was the moment Caitlin Collins didn't just hold her ground. She exposed the entire playbook. Trump's strategy is a tired, three-step formula. Deny, discredit, distract. We saw it live. Deny the question's premise. Discredit Collins as stupid, and distract with a spectacle. But this time it failed. His reaction, the flushed face, the stumbling words said it all. The deflection was the story. And that's where the real danger is. This isn't just TV drama. First Amendment experts warn these attacks have consequences, fueling a 30% surge in threats against journalists and giving a blueprint to authoritarian regimes worldwide. Collins's calm wasn't just professional. It was a necessary defense of accountability itself. But why should basic professionalism be the headline? The deeper question is why we've normalized a leader whose first instinct is to dismantle the press, not debate it. What do you think? Does this tactic weaken democracy, or is it just political theater? Comment below.